So why don't we kick things off with our first presenter, Hannah Bell. She is a 45-year-old from Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island, and she's the Chief Executive Officer with BFN Tech. Welcome to the stage.
Because the cost of service is a huge barrier to being able to get access into that high-speed internet that we all enjoy. The impact of access is known as the digital divide, the gap between those that have and those that have not. But why does this actually matter? Studies show us that access to internet, doubling access speed, can actually increase GDP growth by 0.3% and add $2,100 annually to household incomes. But beyond that, we also have the impact that comes from social integration and participation. It's very hard for us to imagine what it's like to not be able to get online when you want to be able to access information about looking for a job, looking for a home, to do education, to connect, to speak to loved ones, to engage in our economy. So the next question is, well, why isn't that being addressed? Why is this huge gap? And the simple answer is it's really expensive. High capital costs basically result in an insufficient return. So these customers, these clients, these 5.7 million Canadians are not a priority for traditional service provision. We think that that's not acceptable. So we propose a model that allows us to address that need. And the way to address the need that feels so large is to look at it upside down. What happens if the infrastructure doesn't cost that much? What happens if the infrastructure is not a barrier? What happens if you can provide internet service for free? We propose with the Wicked A wireless network to provide that solution. We have amazing expertise in our team, but we're small and we're nimble. Our experience as entrepreneurs and our experience in the social field, but also our experience in terms of tech, server development, software development, professional enterprises, marketing, all help to give us a really good core. But the other piece of our core is our ability to build effective partnerships and relationships with sectors and service providers. By building an inexpensive to install and maintain system based on wireless technology, modularly designed using aftermarket products and custom firmware and software, as well as a centralized server system that allows us to maintain, support, and provide customer service, we are able to provide that scalable, low-cost, quick-to-market solution that our competitors can't provide. A base service of 5 megabit per second for free for any user who connects to that network levels that playing field. It takes us from not good enough to connected. Excuse me. We've already tested the tech. We actually did a prototype last year, so we know the tech works. But what's important is that we can actually develop the business model and show that that works too. So we're planning a pilot installation in PEI. PEI is a great petri dish for a project like this. It has a population equivalent to some small cities with 145,000 people, but it has a really broad and diverse economy, including bioscience, aerospace, and tech. That pilot installation is going to be based out of Charlottetown and provide access for 10,000 users a day. What it also does is allow us to show that we can reach rural populations excuse me, and demonstrate the viability of both the tech and the business model, as well as doing important market research. It's key to show that we have achieved this and the opportunity to bring this pilot through with strong partnerships with municipal partners. And municipalities are the key to bring this out into the broader stage. Municipalities are looking for that key economic development. And infrastructure funding, which is available through the federal government, allows us to provide that initial infrastructure investment. Our Wicked A network allows us to provide the maintenance and support. And with a revenue that comes through premium use, free to fee, with a subscription fee of $1 a day, $25 a month, at 5% uptake gives us enough revenue to actually support this system on a sustainable and even profitable basis, excluding other revenue streams, including advertising, management fees, and custom installs. The key is the speed to market. We can get there now. We can expand from that pilot to 250,000 users across the country and empower Canadians. That was really close. Thank you.
Thanks, Hannah, for the presentation. Questions?
Thank you. I'm going to grab some water while we're...
Here, I'll do it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Who's providing the backbone access to this? this?
We're working with partners. I met some great people here this evening as well that can even take us to extra connections. But our core, to begin with the provisioning, is a great partner called Mainland Telecom. So basically, we're bringing in that initial pipe and then redistributing it through that wireless network, and that allows us to scale with demand. I mean, we know that 5 megabit per second is an awesome entry point, but we also know that people are going to want more bandwidth on demand as well, so that with the price point for access. And the neat thing with the tech is that as the demand is there, we can push more through without necessarily going and upgrading the hardware.
And related, both your technology and the partnerships that you've created, which enable the solution, how do those scale beyond the limited geographic pilot that you're working on now to create impact kind of Canada and potentially even worldwide?
The key is the municipalities. So the pilot allows us to show sort of a municipal and then hub and spoke model. So we start in that core and then take it out from there. And that 10,000 users is a great sort of model that way. The next stage to that is to go to sort of 50,000 users in PEI. But then that model then is repeatable in other communities across the country. So we're looking at sort of that 10 to 15 communities across Canada hits that 250,000 users pretty quickly. But one of the keys in that is those community development relationships that allow us to sort of get into those communities. So early adopters are welcome, but what we look at is communities that have a need and have an established need, and frankly that need is in every community when we look just at the low income, but also the fact that we're looking at a turnkey solution. We can come in with the modules, with the training and the support. We can help them get the funding through the funding models, and then we can provide the support and ongoing maintenance. So there's as much of a reduction of risk as possible for the municipal to get into the entry. You're welcome.
Is there a reason these municipalities can't do it themselves?
Yeah, it's a definite challenge. Some of it is we are seeing some small pockets of installations. There's an excellent provision of Wi-Fi in Fredericton, for example, using another type of technology that provides a similar kind of solution. We also see this in Kabul in Afghanistan. So the key is about how you take that tech and show that it's repeatable and take some of the pain points away. So it's as much about social outcome as it is about the tech outcome. In this case, it's how do we provide something that's repeatable, that has all that backbone in place, so that it's as simple as the user getting online and the municipality isn't involved in managing a wireless system.
Can you elaborate just a little bit on how the community gets involved in support and maintenance, and how the funding model allows you to deal with evergreening and those kinds of concepts?
Yeah. So generally on any kind of tech install, you'll look at sort of what's your life cycle on this one, and our projections are based on a sort of 2 to 3 year turnover on the hardware, because we can certainly push more through that existing hardware. There's a couple of different routes that we can go with that, and that's the neat thing about doing a pilot is you get to try things on and turn if you need to. But the first place is that in the initial install, which is about infrastructure, there's a real value in empowering the community to be in charge of that. So rather than us sort of parachuting in and saying, hey, we're going to fix your problems, how about we come in and we actually teach local people, whether that's on staff or outside of staff, so that they're in charge of that equipment, they're in charge of how it works, and they can be in charge of maintaining it. We have that remote ability, because it's wireless, to be able to manage and maintain on a diagnostic, customer service and tech basis. And effectively, part of that plan is to levy a small management fee to the community to maintain that service and offset those ongoing costs. So we're also seeing the revenue that's coming from the users who are going through for that premium service on top of that, plus advertising and other potential fee base. But sustainability is a key piece of it, not just financial sustainability, but also sustainability in terms of the architecture and the support that people receive. People need to know that they go online, they've got a completely secure connection when they're on there, and that they can trust it, and that it will always work. And the broader the network gets, the more connectivity you've got. So wherever you roam, you're connecting to the same network. So whether I'm in Charlottetown, or I'm in Markham, or I fly up north, if they're all under Wikiday, I'll log in wherever I am to the same place.
Okay, Hannah, thank you for the great presentation.
Okay, thank you very much.